Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello, YouTube and Facebook. We are doing something a little new tonight. I hope you guys can all hear me real good. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook. So welcome to J is for Justice YouTube and Facebook. Welcome to part 2 of our Manson dig, to say the least. There is a lot. And your J is for Justice research team was up all night long. And they found some really good stuff for you guys. So tonight, joining me is Heather J. Hello, Heather.
Hey.
Hey, girl. How you doing?
Good. I like that we can see chat in here now.
I know. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I kind of like that feature. So say hello to Facebook and YouTube.
Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube.
I know we don't say hi to Facebook very much, but hey. It's a new thing tonight.
It's cool.
Yeah, look at, we got Elfie. Elfie Maxie is on Facebook. And
Yep.
You can tell the difference in the chat, you guys. You can see who is a YouTuber and who is on Facebook. That's pretty neat. Hey, Nay. Nay is back. Welcome back, Nay. Welcome back, Sherry. Mimi, I did a whoopsie today. So you guys, I have a little confession to make before we get started. And thank you to all the mods. Should Jay be in my right ear and Heather in my left?
That's weird.
Wait. Could you hear the sound bites or no?
Can I know?
Can the audience, can you guys hear them? Hi, Lori. Sister Knives. Hi, Sister Knives. Am I in one ear and Heather in another? Is that going on for everyone or just one person? Why are they all saying no? What are they saying no to?
I think your sound bites.
Oh, they cannot hear them on this program then.
Yeah, Snow says no sound bite sound.
Bummer. We don't really need them for Manson.
You
But
Roberta.
Yeah, you guys are all Roberters and you know it. My dog's going crazy. All right, so I am in one ear. Let me fix that because I know what the problem is.
You're always in one ear for me, but
All the time.
but that's me.
Okay, let me switch this. I know exactly what it is because there's all these options for me to do like stereo. And if I turn on stereo.
There you go. Oh,
Is that better?
yeah, now I can hear you in both ears.
Okay. So I guess that sounds better, right? If you're a reverter and you know it, clap your hands. Clap your paws.
Can you hear them running around?
No, I just thought of me and you with our dogs in here with us. I've got 2 of them. Oh, we have a special guest who has decided to join us. Let me go ahead and let that person on panel. It's not Bella.
Are you sure?
It's Maligator!
It's the Maligator. Hey, Mal.
Hi, guys. Sorry I'm late.
Thank you for coming on. Oh, my gosh. Now Heather says that she had stereo till I changed it. So, I don't know.
When I was listening to you in my headphones, or my earpods, I should say, I only heard you on one side, but on my Mac, I can hear you on both.
That's really strange.
Mm-hmm.
I just turned stereo on now. That's stereo audio output.
Yeah, I hear you the same.
I hear you in one ear, but I'm wearing headphones.
Well, that's
I
weird. So
yeah, I'm
do you
wearing
think
my
I should keep
headset.
it on? Because do most people use headphones? Because when you're on the TV, it's only one anyways. So let me make it where I'm in both ears for most
Yeah,
headphoners.
that sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. September. What do you mean I see you, September? Where is September? September Lotus. There you are. We see ya.
I love that I can see everybody.
I know. Isn't that awesome?
Hello, Lenny and Lynette. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. On Facebook. Mike Sander, I have monitor speakers in here both. Okay, well, this is how it's going to stay because it seems like it's best for the majority. But hey, I want to talk a little bit about you guys and all the hard work you guys did last night. And I am mind blown.
Insomniacs.
I know all the insomniacs of the team were up and you guys pulled a lot of information on the Manson sisters, the main sisters, right?
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to be going over Mary Brunner, Lynette Squeaky, Fromme, Patricia Krenwinkel, Susan Atkins, and Ella Jo Bailey, and then I believe Diane Lake. And I have a slideshow for you guys too I made.
Mel loves Mary Brunner.
Oh, is Mary Brunner your favorite? Who's your favorite Manson sister?
To be honest, Mary lives by me, I found out. So that's a little creepster.
Oh, yikes. So what's Mary's dealio these days? What is she?
Well,
Is she out?
she is. And it was a lot of digging, and we now know her last name, but I'm not going to blast it because
She changed her name.
her last name, yes. And it was a lot of digging to find it, but we did. But
Yeah.
yes, she lives in Madison, Wisconsin.
What the what?
And
Okay, so
her niece lives in Cottage Grove, which is where I go to church and where I got married.
is Miss Mary going to get a visit from Alligator or no?
I'm going
Could
to
stay
and I'm
away.
wearing a Manson t-shirt.
You're-
Oh, we lost.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
What happened to Jay?
I'm here. I'm just trying to get this slideshow where it goes big. Just keep talking.
Therapy. Yeah, I'm gonna wear my Manson shirt and I'm just gonna stroll up on in there.
Oh, okay, Manson. You threw me through a loop for a second because I thought you said you were going to give her a J is for Justice shirt, and I said, "Say that again." What? Could you say that again, Mr. Rottenborn? Because I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's creepy though to think like it's literally like 28 minutes.
Yeah. So how old is old Mare?
78.
78 years old.
Yeah, and it's an apartment, but like an elderly senior like center where like 65 and older, I think it was, but not like where they need nursing care.
Oh, not yet. Anyways,
Yeah,
they will get to that point though, right? Like eventually.
Oh,
So
I'm sure.
yeah, but right now she's living independently, just free.
Yeah, and it did say when she left she changed her name, but she's not as sneaky as we are.
Her son also changed his name too.
I mean, I can't say I blame them.
He really tried to hide. They both did.
I mean, her son Manson's kid.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She's one of them that had kids with him. Then. She was the first one. Okay, so let's start with old Mare. So she's Maligator's neighbor.
But she's not my favorite.
Maligator really brings it to the podcast, you guys. Like, Maligator's brother was held by John Wayne Gacy.
Literally, I'm by all the creatures.
Like, Timmy was held by John Wayne Gacy, her brother. So then, not only that, but Mary Brunner is her neighbor. Like,
and Chris Watts is over here by me in prison.
there's a lot of bad things that happen in Wisconsin,
No,
too.
they just hide here. They hide.
Well, Mary was from there to begin with.
Yeah, from Eau Claire.
Yeah.
Hi, Tracy V, and my cousin Tracy, my cousin Vinny, my brother Daryl, and my other brother Daryl. Hey, Scott, thank you for the Cash App donation earlier. You always brighten my day, Scott.
I was just joking because she lives near you.
Yeah.
Miss Robin said that Maligator is just meant to be involved in true crime.
I know, right? That's what I said.
For real?
Like, for real.
For real. Okay,
like,
so, where'd my slideshow go?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. You broke it.
Oh, I have to loop it. Sorry. Okay, there we go. It's back, but I wanted to make it big and then us, like I want it over here where I am. I wonder if I can drag it. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Perfection. Okay, so let's talk about old Mary. So Mary's early life. Let's start with that. Mary Brunner.
Mary Mack.
And you'll never guess how some of these people start out. It is literally just mind blowing to me.
She was a librarian. Mary was.
This is her. Okay. Okay. I didn't know which one was her. Yeah. I haven't learned all their names because you guys did this.
Well, we kind of move things around on you too.
Well, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. But
Jay's going to wake up and we have everything moved.
No, this is awesome. But I just wanted to show her picture. So let me share my Slack screen. So her, okay,
yep.
That's Mare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about Mary. I just wanted to make sure we had the right person because my slideshow has everybody in it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, so let's talk about Mary. Let me move this over. I got to get situated here. I have way too many things open. Okay. Sounds like she went by many names. So she was a librarian.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so considering Mary Brunner's wild adulthood, Brunner's childhood started off normally. She was born on December the 17th, 1943. You know what blows my mind is that these people were only 10 years younger than my parents.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
Like, my parents were not hippies or anything like that. They weren't in that generation. So it's just so strange to see only 10 years difference. But, you know, my parents were past, they were too old when the hippie thing hit. You know, that wasn't what their generation did. But so close in age. I wish that I could ask them what they thought about this when it happened now.
Yeah.
You know, now that I learned what I did, you guys should ask your parents that were around, you know, and ask them what they thought when all of this was going down, because there was a lot going on in the world. It wasn't just Manson and all of this madness and, you know, the hippies and the drugs and the free love. It was, Nixon, it was Cuba, it was Castro, it was, I don't even know. I mean, I wasn't alive, but I've been reading and there was a lot going on in the world. Lots of changes socially, and it's just interesting to go back and comb over this since, you know, most of us weren't alive. I know some of you guys were, but this was right before my time, so... but at any rate, she was born on December 17th of 43. Her name was, at that time when she was born, Mary Teresa Brunner. And she was raised in a typical Midwestern family in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, don't you know? In the 60s, she graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where she worked as a library assistant. At UC Berkeley, and settled into life in the countercultural mecca across the bay from San Francisco. So, is there anything else you guys want to add to her upbringing? Is there anything notable? Her parents. Is there anything about her parents?
Well, both of her parents are passed away, her mom and her dad. And she does have 2 sisters, but that doesn't list them like we found them other ways, but she does have 2 sisters.
She does?
Mm-hmm. And we have that info as well, but I'm not.
Could you imagine what it would have been like to have your like older sister join the Manson family?
Well, they pretty much disassociated themselves with everything we found. They really do not go by any of that information whatsoever.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like when we look them up, I don't know if you want me to give the deets.
Well, I mean, I don't know I just didn't understand what you meant.
When you look on her Wikipedia and stuff, like things like that, it doesn't show the family. Mm-hmm. So the way we found them was through find a grave.
Oh, right. Because she's disassociated with them.
Correct.
So I'm just thinking what it would be like to be growing up and have your sister take off and become one of the Manson family, God, she reminds me of that actress.
Which one?
Is it Juliette Lewis? No, not Juliette Lewis. I don't know. I'm not good at actors and actresses' names.
Me either.
I do have a little story for when we need a little break. I have some news. We're going to be watching a case in September. I'll just tell you now. Elon Musk versus Twitter.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Yeah. I can't wait. Team Elon. I'm Team Elon all the way. I'm going to be wearing my Occupy Mars. All right. Sorry. I'm excited about that. I wasn't really, as interested into the depth thing like a lot of people were. This will interest me a little bit more. So I'm excited about that. And then I heard there's a Marilyn Manson trial coming up. Marilyn Manson versus someone else. So I'll look up that as well. But anyways, this picture right here is Mary Brunner and Catherine Scher, who helped raid the Western Surplus store. And this is them in 1971.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She reminds me of some actress. I don't know who it is.
No clue.
So yeah, a lot of these photos are pretty, I don't know, they kind of give me the creeps a little bit.
Yeah, and her siblings actually, they look a lot alike.
They do. We found their Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Nay, okay. She said Manson versus Evan Rachel Woods and Ilma Gore. I don't know who those people are, but I'm damn sure going to look it up. Yeah, it is Juliette Lewis. Thank you. Hello, Curiosity. Yeah, what year were you guys all born? I was born in 73. The 7-3.
74.
7-4. And then we've got the baby Heather.
89.
Oh my God, Heather. I had no idea it was the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I feel old. When you were born, Heather, when you were 2, I graduated from high school. It makes me feel really old.
Sorry.
Actually, really, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Age is just a number. But, it doesn't feel like, when we're in our groups, age doesn't fucking matter. But I didn't realize you were so young. Just a baby.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Our cats are quite fun when we're searching.
I want my youth back, Heather J.
Come and take it.
No wonder you're getting McDonald's DoorDash.
Yeah.
You're just a youngin'.
I want McDonald's.
Is that the new ask someone out? Send them DoorDash.
Send them DoorDash.
Can I come over and eat with you? The date of the millennium. What do you want? She wagged her tail and made the curtain move. She's like, what was that? All right, sorry. I'm getting off track here. But there's Mary. She looks a little different in that picture.
Is she looking for DoorDash?
I don't know. She heard me say DoorDash. All right. So you guys didn't have anything else to add to her young childhood, right? We're good. We're going to move on to when she met Manson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In 1967, Manson met Brunner and some other young women in the Bay Area, including Susan Atkins. And Susan was the one who eventually admitted to killing Sharon Tate. So they were in the black Volkswagen bus. She's got my hair tied. They were in a black Volkswagen bus and they went for a trip down the California coast. So, and I think they picked up several characters along the way. But on April 15th, 1968, after arriving in LA, Brunner gave birth to a child, Valentine Michael Manson. And he was named after a character in the sci-fi novel Stranger in a Strange Land. Maligator, I know you want to add something to this.
I do. Her parents actually adopted him.
Mm-hmm. And he
Her
doesn't
son?
go by Valentine anymore.
No,
Well, we're not there yet.
I know.
We're still going through. We're still on LSD.
Yeah.
We're zap. So she named him Valentine Michael Manson, and she called him Pooh Bear.
Yep.
And Pooh Bear was kind of the
Symbol.
the commune baby, right? It was like everyone took care of him.
Mm-hmm.
They all considered him their child.
Mm-hmm.
And his father allegedly cut his umbilical cord with his teeth.
Yeah.
Is what's claimed. Now, did Charlie say that, or is that just what was reported?
It's just what was reported.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually been verified.
Kind of sounds a little sensational. After a summer of partying at the house of the Beach Boys drummer, Dennis Wilson, the family settled onto the Spahn Ranch, which was a former movie set in L.A. Crazy, they partied for the whole summer at Dennis Wilson's house. Like, everybody's gone surfing, Dennis Wilson. On the ranch, there was a hierarchy in place. The children first, male then female, adults second, male then female, and Manson was above all. It's kind of how their chain of command went. They went dumpster diving daily, scavenging for food, and orgies and drug use were part of their everyday life. And the children's word and Manson's counted for more than anything. So Manson put the children above everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Why do you think that is, you guys? Why do you think he put the children before even himself?
I think they were pure.
Well, and I think because of his childhood too, he knew what it was like to grow up without family and support.
Yeah, I think both of those reasons. I think that
Like the innocence.
Yeah, I mean, like he said in that one interview, he's like, kids tell you the truth. They don't lie, and they don't. Kids will tell you the honest truth, even if it's something that, us adults would consider rude.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think the innocence is a huge thing. And I don't think he ever felt that innocence being a kid. Maybe when he was with his grandma or early on. But I think it's interesting, though, that he cared enough to do that. To kind of make it known that those kids came first. It's just kind of a different mentality we don't really hear too often, especially from males,
Yeah, I was going to say, especially from, the way people say for him.
Right, especially for him, this mass murderer that is so dangerous that he had to be locked up for his entire life. But here we have him, caring about the kids. I don't know what his treatment of the kids was, though, because we know he didn't really have the best example, onto him as to how you treat children. So Mary played the Mother Mary role at the Spahn Ranch as one of his most mature followers. There with him from the beginning, she was a nurturing presence as well as his most vocal advocate.
Which is kind of funny that she played the mother, because she didn't want these girls around at first. She wanted nothing to do with anyone else. She just wanted him.
Yeah, and I thought the other girl... Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was still sharing my screen. I thought the other girl was the one that was like the mother. Or was that just the one that was kind of in control?
There was one that was his favorite, and then there's one that was kind of like her. They called her the mother of the group. But yeah, it was her apartment that he brought all them girls back to, where she originally was like, no, I don't want them. But then she was the one that was also taking care of the old man from the set that they lived at. So she was kind of like, I think the more, I would say, older soul, but he had favorites.
Okay, so I have a little more to go about Mary. So Mary and Charles, after they began their love affair and they started their trip across California in their bus, their goal was to hire new people for their gang, and that's in quotes, gang. They began building a community with Manson as the leader, and then, like I said, they occupied the Spahn Ranch. Now, at the Spahn Ranch was when she was found to be she was involved in the murder of Gary Hinman with another Manson member, Bobby I can't say his name. Bucioli?
Yep.
And he was the main one accused of it, and Mary had used many aliases. So she was released when she testified against Bobby B. But then again, she was arrested in 1971 for opening a gun assault in Hawthorne in a supposed attempt to hijack a plane. What?
Yeah.
Hijack a plane. Where did these people... Okay, I know they were on LSD and all. But where did they get these ideas? Let's assassinate Gerald Ford. Let's hijack a plane. What were they going to do?
I don't know.
Do they even know what to,
try
how to
to
fly a
break
plane?
people free and run?
Who was going to tell them how to do this?
Mm-hmm. I don't think they really cared. They just kind of lived by the seat of their pants.
But that's so weird.
Mm-hmm. It's all weird.
Dippity-doo. Yeah, he was. And, none of those men were really all that bad looking, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Nadie says that Susan scares the crap out of her, and she doesn't scare easily.
Yeah, Susan she's something else.
September Lotus. What do you have? What do you want to come up for? What is it you've got?
I don't know. They sent a message that she knows quite a bit. I'm not sure about what.
Okay. If you could email the team and we can talk with you and you could come up on panel and share what you have on another episode since we already have this one laid out. But thank you for offering to come up. Stephanie Adder went to school with his son, she says, on Facebook. Stephanie from Facebook.
Which son?
Go ahead and email the team, Steph. All right.
Which son, I wonder?
I don't know. All right. So are we done with Mary? I think we're done with Mary. I think Bella just said we're done with Mary. Okay. So the next person we're going to go over, the next sister, is going to be Lynette Squeaky. Fromme.
Wait. Should we tell like when she like how long she served or anything?
Well, we're gonna go over the trial.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
Yeah. Where were we going, Lynette?
Fromme. Squeaky. Yeah. Squeaky. She looks like a squeaky.
She does.
She's the one that attempted to assassinate Gerald Ford in front of the Capitol building in Sacramento. And she got out. She's out. She's one of them that's out.
Yeah. And she's the one that's still.
I buy in this shit. This is where this is where we run into a problem, you guys. This is where I have a problem. And let me tell you why. When on God's green earth would anyone ever get out of prison after attempting to kill a president? Do pray tell. Tell me why she would ever be out. I mean, attempted assassination on a president, I would think would be automatic life in prison.
You would think so.
Yeah. And she lives in Washington
State.
Mm-hmm. And did you play the video like 50 years later? She's still in love with him?
Yeah, that's crazy.
She says you can't just end loving someone.
I want to watch her parole hearing.
Yeah, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I want to watch her parole hearing because how did they ever come to the assumption that she should get out?
Hold on, I have it pulled up.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Because I watched Krenwinkel's parole.
Oh, she was sentenced to life.
And she got paroled.
Yeah.
Why?
In 2009. I don't know. She was at the medical center, so maybe there were health issues, and they were like, well, she's not going to kill anyone.
You know what? That's true, Miss Robin. John Hinckley just got out, too. But he was deemed mentally incompetent. Mm-hmm. So that's a little different. This chick wasn't mentally incompetent. She was supposedly sane and did this, and then they let her out. And then the chick who tried to do hijack a plane is out too. I don't know what tapes you're talking about. I'm not to that yet. All right. I'm not going to look at chat because they're confusing me.
No, there's just like in each of their things, we have links of like their court and their videos and stuff of them talking about what they did and why and them getting out and stuff.
I know, but I want to start each person from when they were born. You know, I don't want to get ahead of it. So does anybody know about Squeaky Fromme? Because I'm about to drop a link for what's her name? September. She says she can help.
I do know that she got her name from George Spahn at the Spahn Ranch. He's the one who called her Squeaky. And
oh, gross. Was she the one that serviced Spahn?
Probably. I think they all took turns.
Mm-hmm.
But she was born in California.
Old ass man, and they were going in there giving him beegers. Nasty. I'm sure there is September, but this is how we've put it together. And if you want to come on another panel, I would love to have you. What do you mean, John? Charlie don't surf. What does that mean? Confused. Okay, so what do we know about Fromme's upbringing?
She was born October 22nd, 1948.
In Santa Monica, California.
California, yep. She had a mother and father as a child. She performed with a popular dance group called the Westchester Lariats, which began touring the United States and Europe in 1950. And she was on the Lawrence Welk Show and at the White House.
Stop. No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. In the 1950s. And then in 1963, she moved
Lord
to
help me.
Redondo Beach, and she began using alcohol and drugs. Her grades dropped. She was in high school, but she did graduate in 1966. She moved out from her parents' home a few months later.
Wait a minute. She escaped from federal prison while serving time for her attempt to kill Ford?
Yes.
Why is she out? They don't let people like this out, you guys. Why did they let her out?
I think a lot of these girls that got out and that were doing things, because even some things I had looked up that they've gotten in trouble for since are all dismissed. And I think that they probably maybe did a little snitching on the side, maybe. Even
they had to have done something. Because if I'm Gerald Ford, I'm saying, don't let this crazy bitch out of prison. But he was probably dead by then.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So she tries to kill Ford. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to read you this that I found. She didn't participate in the murders, number one.
No.
She was not there for Sharon Tate's murders, the murders at the Tates, and she was not there for the La Biancas. And then she attempted to assassinate Ford. On September 5th, 1975, she went to Sacramento's Capitol Park in an attempt to speak to Ford about California's redwood trees. She came armed with a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol with 4 bullets, but none in the chamber. She was immediately tackled by Secret Service members when she brandished the weapon at the president. She was sentenced to life, but was paroled out of the Federal Medical Center Carswell in Texas on August the 14th, 2009.
Yep, and she had tried to escape in 1987. She was supposed to be paroled in 2008, but because she tried to escape, they're like, yeah, we'll
none of this makes sense.
Year.
None of this makes sense. You don't make they had no reason to make deals with the devil, because if they did some talking, who'd they talk on? Because who else got prosecuted in the Manson family?
Yeah,
who'd they rat out?
She was part of the James Willett, the one that they murdered before the other one. So she was participated in that.
Right. She shouldn't have gotten out.
No.
She participated in murders. She tried to kill the president.
She tried to kill another inmate with a hammer.
There's more to this. I promise. They don't let shitbags like that out of prison. Men or women, I don't care who you are. You're trying to kill the president. You're killing other inmates. You're not going anywhere. That's unheard of.
It said she was dressed in a red robe and armed with a Colt 1911 .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol with 4 rounds.
Right, none in the chamber. I just said that.
When she pointed it at him, she was immediately restrained.
She didn't have any bullets in the chamber, so did she try to shoot and nothing came out?
It said the pistol magazine was loaded with 4 rounds.
Yeah, but there wasn't one in the chamber, so she would have had to have cocked it.
Yeah.
So she just... Oh, my God. I cannot.
Might as well have taken a squirt gun.
You said it. I didn't.
Yeah, it says she managed to say a few sentences on the scene's cameras while being handcuffed, emphasizing that the gun didn't go off.
I wonder why.
Oh, my God. But why did they come up with these ideas? But then where'd they come up with the ideas?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
I wonder if if there's any even transcripts of a trial with her where we could read through it and see what her reason was.
Oh my God, I just read. So the attorney recommended severe punishment because she was full of hate and violence. And then she threw an apple at the attorney, hit him in the face, and knocked his glasses off.
What is this for?
Yeah, he's the one I told you that just passed away. I put that in there too.
She threw an apple in the courtroom?
Yeah, at the attorney.
These people are nuts. These people are straight up just, this is crazy.
Yeah, because it says right here, it says she refused to cooperate with her own defense during her trial, despite claiming that I was not determined to kill that guy. She was eventually convicted of the attempted assassination and received a life sentence in 1965. Then it says recommended severe punishment. Full, yeah, that's what it says. What she just wrote. And
So
then
then she escaped a nationwide manhunt in West Virginia 2 days before Christmas. What a bitch. What a bitch. She escapes 2 days before Christmas, so all these law enforcement officers are now searching for her dumbass. Probably not able to spend Christmas with their families.
I think they caught her on Christmas.
It looks like it 2 days later. She was found 2 miles south of the
It said she had escaped prison to an attempt to meet Manson, who had testicular cancer.
Are you kidding me?
No, she was later captured 2 days and incarcerated.
Okay, so that was in 87.
Yep.
So get this. She got paroled in 08, but she had to do an extra year because of that escape. That's it. An extra year. And they had to do a fucking manhunt for 2 days. And all she had to do was an extra year. Oh. So either they sympathize with this chick. I can't wait to watch her parole hearing because...
Yeah, she was first eligible for parole in 2005.
Because Krenwinkel, I had no sympathy for her. She's a mean woman. She is a mean woman. I wouldn't want her to be my neighbor. They denied her shit. I watched one of her parole hearings last night, and I was like, no way. So, all right. So anyways, yes, like Heather said, the owner, George Spahn, gave her the nickname Squeaky. She met Manson in a Venice park in Venice, California. She had nowhere to go.
Yeah, she was homeless. Her father kicked her out. And she dropped out of college, and then here comes Charlie.
Oh, it's Fromme.
Yeah.
Fromme.
Fromme.
Oh, gross.
What?
She got her nickname Squeaky because of the sound that she made when Spahn touched her. Oh.
Okay.
I told you. Did I not tell you?
Yeah,
it had something to do with that.
So she was released from a federal medical center. So, I mean, could it be psychiatric? Could it be she had an illness, but she's still alive?
No, it was probably a mental hospital.
Yeah, she lives in New York, right?
Yeah, and she needs to be in the mental hospital.
She's too close.
All right, so let's see. What else do we have about Squeaky? She still loves him, and she's honored to have met him. And let's see. This right here, this reminds me of, let me show you this picture. It reminds me of the movie Carrie. They're all going to laugh at you. That's who she reminds me of. Not going to lie. Pour some red ketchup on her and put her in a prom dress. They're all going to laugh at you. Why do they all look like these actresses?
I think they all looked the same back then.
I know they did. Where is she at in New York State? I can't remember. I just read it and I can't remember.
She's not, I'm pretty positive, you guys, that when I looked, that she now lives in Washington. She does. She moved to Washington.
Right.
Yeah, she's in Kent, Washington now.
Yep.
Yeah.
In 10 of 2020, she moved there.
But she was in Marcy, New York prior to that. So if you're near her, you are not her neighbor any longer.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
All
get
right.
away. Stop licking me.
That's what she said.
Sorry.
I had to do it. I'm sorry,
Very
Heather. You
much
set
fun.
yourself up for that one. Like, fully set yourself up for that one.
I was trying to see if I could figure out why they decided to parole her, but nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't find any reason either. We looked up for her transcripts, but all I found was like that latest video of her being like Manson, the woman of her on Oxygen talking like the show Oxygen of her talking about her still loving him.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. She was paroled from a federal prison, and she was able to go live with her boyfriend, who was a convicted felon. I thought if you were a convicted felon, you're not supposed to live with other felons.
But it was a federal medical center. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
MKUltra. Hashtag MKUltra. Oh,
Yeah, I
let
was
me
gonna say,
let me put a poll up in chat.
they seem to have gotten away with a lot of things that normal people wouldn't.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like
And they did a
assassination,
lot
and
of
then you can go live in
things.
Washington.
So you guys, I want to let you know that I'm putting together an MKUltra special episode that goes along with the Manson series. And there's a lot. And I'm going to sound really naive here, but I did not know that MKUltra was a real study. I had heard of it, and I always thought it was a conspiracy theory that was just like widely talked about in certain, groups. But it was real. And I know a lot of you in chat are probably like, oh, no shit, Jay. But I really have never looked into it. It's pretty dark, deep stuff when you get diving into it. So I'll just touch the surface. I won't go too deep on MKUltra stuff. But what I did see was pretty crazy, and it is legit. I mean, there's legit documents from the CIA. There's studies, there's videos, there's interviews of people that were involved in these studies. We'll get more into that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm putting together something, and I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. I really can't. But I did accidentally delete part 1, so I will upload that tonight. I had it in Restream and it said delete event, so I deleted the event. It deleted the whole thing off YouTube. So luckily they record them so I can re-upload them so you guys can watch part 1. I apologize for that. Bummed me out. I'm like, where did it go? So
It's funny that all these people in here are agreeing with you already, Jay, about that.
About the MKUltra?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Like,
I mean, what I
it's about
saw.
time you brought this up. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even think I've touched the surface, but I will tell you just a little bit of what I found was that at the same time frame of this, everything going on with the Manson murders and whatnot, they were conducting studies, but the ones that I was watching about was in Canada, in Winnipeg, Canada. And it was because the CIA wanted to perform these tests, these studies, but they couldn't legally do it on American soil. They can't do that shit on American soil. So they did it on Canadian soil and other countries' soil. But what they did was, and this is all documented, you guys, this isn't a conspiracy theory. They got LSD secretly from Switzerland. And they didn't really know it was LSD. They didn't call it LSD because it wasn't a drug yet. I think Summer wants to talk about LSD.
I was like, she is just
Are you tripping? Are you? Oh my God. I can't.
Tonight.
I can't. I might have to let her out of here, but at any rate,
Oh, she's chewing the mattress.
Oh no, she's just being ornery. She's just being ornery, and she's good at it. But at any rate, they started doing these studies, and 2 of them that I watched were 2 postpartum depression cases. 2 women just had babies in the 50s.
Ooh.
And they were depressed. So they were put in this hospital for psychiatric treatment. The psychiatric treatment was the head doctor of this. I'm going to have to let her out of here. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. So the head person, the head doctor was the head of the CIA, the doctor for the CIA. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But at any rate, he would give these women injections, sometimes daily, of LSD and 2 to 4 other drugs. It's just really bad. It's a really sad story. And these women couldn't, like, one of them didn't want the injections anymore. She hid in the bathroom from the doctor, and she was like, I don't even know why I hid in the bathroom. I knew he was going to find me. I wasn't, like, she said, I wasn't scared of him until I heard him coming down the hallway, and I knew he was going to give me that injection. Like, she respected him because he was this, world-renowned physician, and you don't question them, especially back in the 50s. So she, eventually told him, I'm sorry, I can't do this one more day. She was contemplating jumping out the window or escaping and going out into traffic. Like,
my gosh.
She was actually, in her mind, she said, envisioning herself stepping out in front of the traffic. And she said, I'm sorry, I don't feel right. I feel awful. I'm worse. She kept telling him, I'm worse, I'm worse, I'm worse. And they didn't stop. But we'll get into detail about why they wanted to conduct these studies. And it was for the enemy. And they didn't want Russia to get LSD first and use it against the enemy. So there's a lot of political shit going on. I thought we were political right now because we're making fun of Biden falling off a bike. Fuck no. The politics back then, I thought were more innocent. Woo! Hold the phone. Hold the phone. They were literally, she said they would inject her with this medication that they called it. They called it her medicine. And she said, what is it? And they gave it a number. It was a number. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it makes me sweat. So then they would inject her. And since it was an injection, that LSD hit her fast and hit her hard. She said she felt like her bones were melting. She was scared to death. And then if you think about it, when Charlie said, the people that govern you are not nice people, he was right.
Yep.
Our government did that to those 2 women. The other woman went home for the weekend at one point. She had a pass. They had to get a pass to leave the hospital. So she went home and visited with her family, and she told her family, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. So she doesn't remember who called. One of her family members called the doctor and said, she doesn't want to come back anymore. She doesn't want to get those injections anymore. And they told her, if you don't come back, we're sending the police for you. Mm-hmm. So she went back.
And who knows? I mean, they could have very well been using that stuff on American soil. We just don't know. They do a lot of things we don't know about.
Oh, of course.
And with them being in mental institutions, and you don't know what they were doing to
Well, it would be undocumented if it was done here, right? Yep. So they needed to document this shit because they wanted to own this whatever, that they were going to use in the war. This for torture.
I thought they did experiment on American soldiers.
They did, but they can't do it here. They're not allowed to do it on American soil.
I mean, they do it in other countries. Anywhere.
I know. So they do it in other countries. Yeah. But it's real. MKUltra, I always thought it was just baloney. Or I thought maybe it existed, but it was, exaggerated. No, it's not exaggerated. And I'm sure there's so much we don't know. And it chills me to my core to think about the fact that Manson was incarcerated in an institution from the time he was 9 years old. I mean, we've got women that just had babies that they were testing on. Why wouldn't they test on a little boy whose mom and dad don't give a shit about him? No one's going to be looking for him. No one's going to be, wondering what happened to Charlie. No one cared. And they knew that. Like, he would be the perfect candidate. So,
yeah, I mean, any criminals at that age when they're young as mind, that's like prime money for them, prime candy.
right. But if you have parents, unless they're being paid off, right? Or, whatever, it's going to be a lot easier to target these kids that are underprivileged and don't have anyone looking after them.
And in the system all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he was already right there for them. All they had to do was say, this is Charlie's doctor. These institutions weren't going to argue with these physicians. I mean, I just think it would have been very simple and very easy. And I don't know why people are scoffed at when they bring that up. Because it has a stigma of being just a conspiracy theory, but it really isn't. It really is part of our history. And let me tell you, I didn't learn this in history class. This shit, MKUltra, was not in my textbooks.
They're not going to teach that. The crap.
But they should.
Oh, absolutely. I'm agreeing. But
don't you think that's messed up? Because we think we are the land of the free, right? I mean, we're the freest country, but is that freedom? Is that...
No. Nope.
I mean, the truth is being kept from us. And that's the truth. And we don't need to know everything. And that's another thing. When it comes to, the military, and I know that there's secrets that we can't know for whatever reason, because these men have egos and they have to fight each other. I hate war. Let me just say, I hate it. Nothing gets solved. I hate it. So, I don't know. It's just very deep.
And then we go into another war and another war and another war.
Yeah, it's never ending. It's never ending.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of official documents, you guys, that are really, really so crazy to read. So then the government gets scared because the hippies got this LSD and started doing it recreationally. So just real interesting. I just wonder how many of the Manson sisters were visited by physicians. I don't know.
I would think they would talk about it.
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't think so.
Heck to the no. And maybe that's why so many of them are getting out.
But the whole point of the MKUltra studies was one of the things that the CIA wanted to do was to create snipers out of men. So they would take a person, get them mentally with their techniques, their brainwashing. They wanted to get them into character, right? So they would just go out emotionless, no emotions. They would go and they would assassinate. Like, they described it like this person would go straight to whoever they're told to assassinate. Boom, done, walk away, be deprogrammed, and they wouldn't remember it. And that was what the LSD was for. And sometimes this physician would make these people sleep up to 60 days. In the meantime, they have electrodes on their head and in their brain, and he's zapping them. Zap, 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 zap. Isn't that what Charlie said? Zap, zap, zap. So they were zapping them. And as they were zapping them, they would be either hearing like the doctor's words of whatever they wanted. They wanted to wipe their psyche clean, like a clean slate. They thought that this electrical shocks was clearing their brain. Clean slate. Then they were repeating everything that they wanted to put into their brain, what they wanted them to remember. So they wanted to be able to have an assassin who could assassinate someone, come back. They would never know they did it. They're none the wiser.
You want to hear something crazy, Jay? So my friend that lives in Alaska that I went and stayed with, she was in the military, and she was gang, by a bunch of soldiers in the middle of the night. And she's married and has a son, but she has major PTSD. So she flies every 6 months to get shock therapy to her brain still in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, I know. They do that shock therapy. They actually took, at one point, a study they did, they put electrodes into a bull's brain.
Ugh.
I mean, not just sticking them on their heads anymore. They went in and put them in the bull's brain, and they had a remote. And this was in the 50s. They had a remote, and the bull went, and he was going to charge, the person, how the bull, like they're holding that thing, and the bull charged. Well, the bull was about to charge this guy, and they hit this remote, and it backed up. Just walked around, and they controlled it. So they were trying to figure out how to control minds and how to erase minds and how to, the effects of these drugs and things like that. So it's pretty deep, but it's real.
Yeah.
And it's weird to think that went on, back in the 60s. Think about it too. That was when we went to the moon. All this stuff, man. There's just so much. The 60s is an amazing era. It really is. It's a lot of change. Like Charlie said, I got out in, early 60s, whatever, and everything just kept that 10 years, just everything sped up, it happened really fast. So exactly, I Plead the Fifth said, that's crazy. Imagine where we are now. What kind of studies are they doing now? I mean, we've got AI now. So, but it just, watching it, it seemed so primitive too, though. Nay. I hear you, Nay. But a lot of people are saying, all right, let me put the poll up and then we're going to get into Patricia. Oh, Patricia.
Okay, I'm going to ask, because this chat is weirding me out with seeing two of them. Which one is which on what we're looking at? Facebook and YouTube? Are they just mixed together?
They're mixed together.
The Facebook chatters have the blue Facebook and the YouTube people have the red YouTube arrow. Okay, so here is your poll. And we're going to do this poll every time because I want to see what the changes are, but we'll do another one as well during this stream. Yeah, dippity doo. I don't like her.
Patricia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she just looks evil.
She's a mean woman. She really is.
Even now, she looks evil.
So I'm changing the wording of the poll. I know we did the other day. Do you think Manson should have spent the rest of his whole life in prison? But I think that I'm going to change it to does the punishment fit the crime? Or do the charges even fit the crime per se? Because he was charged with 9 counts of murder when he didn't murder anyone. It wasn't conspiracy or anything like that. So I'm going to put did Manson's punishment fit his crime? Like, should he have spent his life in prison for his role in the Tate and LaBianca murders? So did Manson's punishment fit the crime? And that could be debatable because I do think that he was a danger to society for whatever reason. Whether it was he was part of some, experiment, whatever the reason was, I think due to his past and his mental state. And I don't think that he, I think he might have been a danger to society as well. So I think he should have been where he was, but I don't think that the 9 counts of murder fit the crime because he didn't murder him.
Which is
in my opinion. Sorry, Heather. I think he should have been in a mental institution from the trauma of his life.
Well, he was for a while.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it should have been 9 counts of murder.
Right. What about conspiracy or something?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. The others were charged with conspiracy to commit murder. Why wasn't he? He wasn't even there.
because they think he was the ringleader.
But still, he wasn't physically involved in the act. Did Jay leave? Uh-oh.
I'm not sure. Nope,
There she is.
He wasn't even there. He wasn't there. Like how, like nowadays, okay, so we have Chad and Lori, but they were charged with conspiracy, right? Or no?
No.
I think Lori has a conspiracy with
Tammy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I couldn't remember her name.
But no, they're first degree. That's why they're going for the death penalty.
I agree, dippity doo. And Nay says mental institutions just as bad. Wait, I can't read it. And either way, he should have been at least given the right medication, right?
Agreed.
We have another one, Denise or Muffin Top. That's right. He was the ringleader. They were going to make sure he paid for it. They all went against the government. Mike Sanders says, according to today's standards, it didn't fit, but back then, that's what they did. Well, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good point, Mystic Firefly. You guys remember they used to do lobotomies. They used to literally cut open a hole in your head, take that piece of skull out, and then go in and remove a piece of your brain, thinking that that would get rid of your mental illness or your depression or whatever you're suffering from.
I think one of JFK's sisters had it done.
She most certainly did, yeah, and she lived in a home away from the family her whole life. Sad.
My one thing I hate about like all these cult people, like the Daybells, they're saying Manson, and everyone keeps saying he made them go there and kill them. You don't make anybody do anything. They have their own brains, their own minds, their own rights. They chose to do what they did all on their own. You can't force somebody to do something you don't want to do. Then you leave.
True.
I don't know how brainwashed you could get.
You can brainwash enough to kill somebody.
Yeah, like
drugs gave me.
That's what I don't understand. How?
Well, you guys have to remember they were doing a shit ton of LSD.
True, but
I mean, they would stand around and they would like take LSD like it was communion at church.
But was he forcing them to take LSD?
No. Everybody wanted to do it then. That was what all the kids were doing.
It's not like he held them at gunpoint and said, "You go kill these people or I'll kill all of you." We didn't hear any of that.
And how horrific too, the way they did it and what they did. It was way overkill. No pun intended.
Yeah, it was.
But it wasn't just like you walked in and shot somebody in the head, which is bad enough, but telling Tate you want to cut the baby out of her body and evil people.
Potato says Manson taught them how to kill too.
I read Tex is the one that taught them how to stab and get their stabbing like to go up.
Yep. I was just wondering where she read that.
Well, I think they said that, but I know Tex. I watched part of his parole hearing as well, and he did admit to teaching them how to stab. Yeah, that came out in Patricia's parole hearing as well, because she was the one that killed Abigail Folger. So let's move on to Miss Patricia.
Oh, geez.
Big Patty, who looks kind of like Grandis these days.
She does.
I must say. Here you go, you guys. It's Grandis, a.k.a. Krenwinkel.
Look at her.
Grandis. She does look like Grandis. I think it's the hair. But that's her. That's her before and after her stint with the Manson family. She's still in prison.
Yep. She's the longest incarcerated female in California, I believe.
Is she really? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see what we've got here about Miss Patty. So the parole hearing that I watched, actually, Sharon Tate's sister sat in there. And the lawyer for Patricia was not happy. So Patricia was born December 3rd, 1947. So she was a few years younger than the other two, who were born in 43, I believe.
Yep.
And her parents were an insurance salesman, her dad, and her mom was a homemaker, which was typical back then. So it sounds like she had a typical family. She attended University High School and then Westchester High School, both in L.A. She was bullied by other students, suffered from low self-esteem, and was teased for being overweight and for her excessive growth of body hair caused by an endocrine condition.
Endocrine.
So what is that?
Your endocrine system, like your lymph nodes, like your thyroid, like your pituitary gland in your brain. Like,
so is she the one that had the mustache then?
Yes.
Okay, so after her parents divorced, they got divorced when she was 17. And she lived with her father until she graduated from high school. And then for a time, she taught catechism. If you're not Catholic and you don't know what catechism is, it's the, like, kind of Sunday school for Catholics. Mm-hmm. And she considered becoming a nun.
Go figure.
What? So she decided to attend Spring Hill College in Mobile, Alabama. And within one semester, she dropped out and moved back to California and moved in with her half-sister in Manhattan Beach, where she worked in an office as a processing clerk. Her nicknames were Big Patty, Yellow, Marnie Reeves, Marianne Scott, and Katie. Mm-hmm. Now, she was convicted of murder and conspiracy to commit murder. So she met Charles in Manhattan Beach when she was working as an office clerk in 1967, along with Lynette, Fromme, and Mary Brunner. In interviews, Patricia stated she had sex with Manson the first night they met, and that he was the first person who told her she was beautiful. Mesmerized by Manson's charisma and starved for attention, she decided to go to San Francisco with him, leaving behind her apartment, car, and her last paycheck. As the Manson family grew, Katie, as she was then known, and the others went on a drug and sex-filled 18-month tour in the VW van. And she later recounted an idealized version of the family's early days. And this is a quote from Patricia. "We were just like wood nymphs and wood creatures. We would run through the woods with flowers in our hair, and Charles would have a small flute." Insert David Dotson here. In the summer of 68, Krenwinkel and family member Ella Bailey were hitchhiking in L.A. when they met none other than drummer Dennis Wilson. Everybody had an ocean. Kidding me? So he picked them up, invited them to his home, and they went on to a recording session. So Krenwinkel and Bailey were able to contact the rest of the family and tell them about this new crash pad that they had come across.
Hey, come on over.
Yeah, we got a place to crash for the summer. So when Wilson returned home, he found Manson and the rest of the family at his house, eating his food, sleeping in the bedrooms, and partying inside and outside. They stayed there for several months, and after causing Wilson financial problems, Manson and the rest of the family left. So that was when, in 1969, they persuaded the nearly blind and elderly George Spahn to allow them to live on his property.
Mm-hmm.
Krenwinkel acted as a mother figure to the family's several children and was seen as Manson's most intense and devoted followers.
I don't get how Wilson coming back, finding all these people in his house wasn't like, what the hell are you people doing here? Like, get out. He's just
I don't
okay
think he
with it.
cared. I don't think he cared.
At first he partied. I mean, he said in the thing, he was doing drugs and having
orgies with them and shit.
orgies with them until he started getting into financial trouble and they weren't doing so well. And then he had actually had somebody come move all his stuff out while they were there, while he was on tour.
Maybe it was just a different era, but if I came home and all these people were partying and sleeping and eating my food, I'd be like, out, go.
Well, he invited the girls there, right? Probably because he wanted to sleep with them.
He invited the two girls, not a whole family.
And then he comes home and there's all these people there. I mean, they probably had the babies. I mean, who had the babies? They were there all summer with their kids and shit.
Oh my God.
I can't. I can't. All right. So moving forward with her. Let's see. Got any other photos? She looks very intense. But yeah, look at all the arm hair she has. See that? She looks like a Sasquatch on her bottom part of her arms. But she's not the one that had the mustache. I think
that was
that was
Atkins.
Sexy Sadie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a mustache.
No, Heather Bratt, no party at my house.
Yeah, like Heather Bratt said, he actually partied with them and he let them stay in the house and he moved into the guest house, remember?
Yeah.
So weird to me.
Okay, so this is a letter dated 9/10/81. What is this? Greetings, Newell. Recently, I received a letter from Charlie. In return, I have requested correspondence with him. The paperwork is presently going through the administration and will eventually be on its way to Vacaville for approval. I thank you and Charlie for the money. As you spoke to in your letter, I have remained silent. I would, however, be willing to assist you in any way you wish. A genuine biography. Oh, Newell. This is that author that sat down with that ABC guy that we watched.
Yes.
I would, however, be willing to assist you in any way you wish. A genuine biography of Charlie is a good idea. So many have tried to speak for him, and I personally feel that he is the best spokesperson for himself. I, too, have my own voice, and in those areas which relate to me, I would be glad to assist. My relationship with Charlie was multifaceted due to who I was and what developed through time. The most important piece of that relationship was friendship, and that will endure indefinitely. Again, I extend my thanks for the money. Please inform me as to any way of which I can be of help. Sincerely, Pat. Did she type this in prison? Look at the top. What's with the fucking
unicorn?
Horse? Yeah, what is that? Where'd she get that?
He probably drew that.
You think?
When you're in prison, you draw, or you have other people.
Yeah. Let's see what the bottom says here.
It's just odd. A professional letter.
Alice Scott drew it. You're right, Maligator. Someone drew that.
Mm-hmm.
Alice Scott, 1976.
Yeah. Because that's huge in prison.
I know, but I'm just wondering the significance of it. I mean, it's just kind of a weird, a horse with wings.
It's stationary and they're inmates for
No, I get that. Stationary usually doesn't have horses with wings.
No.
It's just it's just weird looking.
Yeah.
It's just trippy, like everything else that goes along with this stuff.
Right.
What is the drawing in the lower right-hand corner? What
It
is
looks
that?
like little cabins.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
Yeah, see, it's almost like down in a valley or something.
Like the town they lived in?
Like in the where the
yeah.
ranch was, maybe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of what I thought too when I saw it.
Mhm.
We need to look up who Alice V. Scott is. Someone set their coffee cup on this letter. Probably that author. He was like, oh, here's Patricia Krenwinkel's letter. Yeah, it's a little strange. So whatever happened with Pat and her parents? Did her parent, I mean, I always go back to the parents. We don't know because we never heard anything about their parents. And I keep going to that because nowadays that's who we would be looking at. We'd be like, where was her freaking parents? Where were,
Well,
why
doesn't feel
did they
like-
go to their trials? I mean, it's just so weird.
didn't seem like there was much mention of her mother after they got divorced. It seemed like it was her and her father. But the other people, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, especially the 14-year-old when we get to that one,
That was the one that the father gave to Charlie, right?
Yeah, and they should have, they should have been charged, those parents.
Yeah, that one, that was sick. Because he
different
made her
time.
take care of, what's his face at the ranch too, George.
There was one that was also getting SA'd by her uncle, and I'm trying to think of which one it was.
Well, let's move on to Susan. Do you guys want to talk about Susan? I'm going to go grab a pop really quick, but let's start. She was really pretty, actually.
Let me pull her up.
I just put her picture up. There. Okay, I'm going to go grab something to drink. You guys can start talking about her.
She's my favorite one.
You can do her then.
No, you go ahead.
No, that's fine. I still haven't pulled her stuff up.
I'm pulling it up right now as well. Oh, gosh. Oh, there's her grand jury testimony. Okay, here we go. Okay, so she was born in San Gabriel and grew up in San Jose. Her mother died of cancer when she was 15, and her father fell into alcoholism following his wife's death in 1967. She had been abandoned by her father and was living in Los Banos, working as a waitress and attending high school while attempting to care for her little brother. So, I mean, she right off the bat had
A lot going on.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to make this bigger. I can't see. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, you guys. Geez. Why am I not going the right direction? Potato, help me. Okay, so she was playing a guitar and soon accepted his invitation. Oh, in a commune with Manson and the family. She went by the name Sadie Mae Glotz. Manson's prosecutor in Helter Skelter also once said that, excluding Manson himself, it was Atkins who had the most unfortunate background. I'm trying to.
She was involved in her school's glee club and her church choir and stuff like that when she was younger.
Yeah, that's why I said. I mean, she had a rough life. I mean, her mom died, then her dad turned to drugs and kind of just left her. I gotta read this.
He left her and her brother, I think it was, to fend for themselves, basically, and they moved around a lot. So she didn't have a lot of stability in one area.
Yeah, it said she relocated her junior year in high school to San Francisco, and that's where she encountered Manson while playing his guitar. In July 25th.
Look at your game, girl.
She went with several followers, including Bobby and Mary Brunner, to the home of musician Gary Hinman, who Manson believed had money that he could give them.
Read the screen, Cousin Tracy.
Read what screen? I'm confused.
Oh, Tracy found an Alice Scott. That's an artist.
Interesting. There you go, Cousin Tracy.
Is she in prison? Good job, Cousin Tracy.
Mm-hmm. She's a little...
Mike Sanner, it will always be Pop.
Who invited that poopy ass to my house party?
I know. Poopy ass Roberta. Now, who is this, you guys?
With her?
That's her?
That's Atkins, yeah.
What?
Not the person. She's the one in the picture.
Well, I know.
That's her husband. That's her husband I told you about. He was in law school, remember?
He's the lawyer?
Yeah, he was in law school when he met her and actually married her and was with her till she died. There's a bunch of pictures of her in Slack of them like taking her out. He's standing there. He's reading her transcripts next to her while she's laying in the hospital.
Well, I saw the ones of her dying, yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That's him right there in that photo as well.
How many of these people got cancer?
Well, 2 of that I know so far.
I wonder what kind of cancer her mother had.
Look at this.
Yeah, because her mom died of cancer as well.
The National Close-Up, 25 cents. December, what's the date on that? December 28th, 1970. Manson trial defendant brags, I drank Sharon Tate's blood.
Yeah, isn't that sick? I was sick when I read that.
But did she actually say that? It seems a little sensational. Susan Atkins told her cellmate how she committed an act of cannibalism on Sharon Tate's body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's come from another cellmate. Sharon Tate, whose beautiful body was mutilated before and after her horrible death. She really was a beautiful woman.
Beautiful.
Really beautiful. It's sad. You wonder how far she would have went.
I think she did do these horrible things and probably did do that because just in her like testimony of what we read, she was not good when she did that to her. She said some horrible things in her testimony.
But drinking blood is a lot different than saying horrible things like, you're going to die, bitch. Because I know Sharon Tate begged for her life and begged, just let me have my baby. Yeah. And she said, I don't care about you, bitch, or something.
Yeah.
But that's a lot different than actually drinking someone's blood. I mean, that's
gross.
Really disturbing. But I don't never heard that before. Let's see what other photos we have here. Oh, here's a video. Susan Atkins, one-on-one with a Manson follower. Oh, you guys can't see it?
I could see what you had up.
You can't see the video.
No, I see the slideshow. There's the video.
Can you hear it?
No. They might be able to.
Well, everybody should be able to hear it.
I can't hear it.
Can they hear it or not?
I don't know.
Oh, her voice. She's so creepy.
No, they can't hear it.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to have to open up in Chrome, I guess.
I plead the fifth. She did die in prison. Well, she was still in prison.
Oh, so she never got out.
Mm-mm.
No, she died of brain cancer.
Yeah.
Which her mother died of cancer as well.
Well, brain cancer is a pretty painful death, I would say. All right, here we go.
Los Angeles. And you're right, it looks like a junior college campus. But we were not allowed to photograph the 15-foot high fences topped by rolls of barbed wire and guard towers. Between 900 and 1,000 women are serving time here, including Patricia Krenwinkel and Leslie Van Houten. For the last 2 years, Miss Atkins has been allowed to mingle with the other inmates and now lives with other prisoners in one of the many cell blocks that the prisoners call cottages. She was escorted to the office of Assistant Prison Superintendent Don Williamson, who was present.
I wonder if that drawing is their cottages. If they were in this like institution together, if it's that those like are supposed to depict their little cottages that they lived in.
Entire 1 hour visit we were granted.
No, I don't like to talk.
Susan Atkins is now 33 years old. Says she underwent a Christian conversion 7 years ago, and says she was lying when she said she killed Sharon Tate, that co-defendant Charles Tex Watson actually did all the killing. Watson himself has testified he alone murdered all 7 people.
What went wrong
Interesting,
with you as a
right?
teenager?
I think the culture of late 1960s, my desire to really look for somebody to love. I just got deceived. It's like kids my age, 17, 18 years old at that time, with the drugs and the drug culture, it was an exciting thing, you know, and I just got caught up in it. Got caught up and carried away. I think everybody that was into the drug scene in the late 60s was really looking for acceptance and love and wanted, they were tired of double standards, they were tired of hypocrisy as I was, and they wanted truth. Well, truth has been said it's relative to what you want, but there is a real truth. And I just got caught up in a big lie. It looked good, it sounded good, it felt good, but I kind of liken it to the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where she ate an apple and the apple really looked good, but there was that one drop of poison inside that apple, and it destroyed her. You know, well.
Okay.
I can't with her voice.
I know. And dude, you killed a woman who was 8.5 months pregnant in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
You're not Snow White.
I can't with that baby voice.
Oh wait, she cries too.
Oh Lord.
With me, with the drug scene, it looked good, it tasted good, but it was poison to my mind, it was poison to my system, and it very, very much destroyed my early youth, my 20s, all through my 20s.
You say Tex Watson has now exonerated.
She doesn't see that it destroyed her whole life.
Yeah.
She's her 20s.
Right.
You and said that you did not kill anybody during those 2 nights. Were you lying this whole? In prison, you said, "Gee, I stabbed Sharon Tate.
Yes.
I killed these people."
Yes.
And you were proud of it at the time.
Yes. I think you need to understand my need to be accepted in the prison system. I was very frightened. I was barely 20, 21. I was frightened. It was a means of defending myself, of appearing to be really tough and really strong. Because I did not kill anybody, I had, if you can understand this warped thinking, I had deep guilt feelings because I did not do what I was told to do with my peers at that point. And so I had guilt feelings, so I tried to make up for it and make myself to be really big, something really hard. I glorified crime.
All that helter-skelter business?
Yeah, it was all crazy, and I glorified it in my role in it.
I didn't see the interview about a month ago or so, but Charlie Manson was interviewed on television. Did you happen to see that interview?
No.
I didn't either, to tell you the truth. I missed it. What do you think about it? Charles Manson?
I don't like to talk about him.
Bullshit.
He's part of my life that I wish never had happened. And I can't talk about him.
Does he control you?
No. Thank God, no. Not at all. No.
I think some people are worried, though, that if you got out, that it would be this all over again.
I've not heard from him or communicated with him in any way, shape, or form. I have made it absolutely clear I want nothing to do with him, ever. I made this clear 7 years ago. I made it a matter of public record in my book. I pray for his soul. And it takes a lot of strength for me to even do that, to really be able to pray for his soul.
Since you found Christianity and you've talked to God and prayed to him, do you think he has forgiven you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a song I heard some time ago that the one line says, "There is no sin that you could imagine that is greater than God's love to forgive." And that there's nothing that I could ever do in life that could be greater than God's love to forgive me. And that the blood of Jesus Christ shed at Calvary was as much for Susan Atkins as it was for Ronald Reagan. There's only one reason I want out of prison, and that's to serve my Lord Jesus Christ in whatever capacity he has called me to. And I believe he's called me to serve him as being Donald's wife.
Susan, when people see that, what you just said, on television, whether it's in Texas or California, some of them are just going to stand up in their living room and say, that girl's nuts. Who's she fooling?
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And I know that I stand before my God, and he knows my heart. And that's really all that matters to me. Two things: that God knows my heart and knows I didn't kill anybody, and Donald Lee Leisure Sr. knows my heart and knows that I didn't kill anybody. And that's all that matters to me.
Would you admit that you've had some mental, some psychiatric problems over the past 10 years? And
yes, I
you can look back on it and agree with that.
I will admit to you 100% that I was as crazy as a Looney Tune when I came into this institution. And I know that I've had a deep healing in my mind and in my heart in the last 7 years.
You're coming up again for parole this September. How do you assess your chances this fall?
I have no illusions about the parole board's position in giving me a parole date, and I do not expect a parole date at this time. Not from the parole board of the state of California.
You've been in prison now for about 12 years.
Yes.
Do you think that you have paid your debt to society? Do you think you should get out? Do you think maybe you could do a couple more years? What's your feeling?
For the crime that I'm here for, and for the actual, factual part that I played in my crime, I have done far more time than I think I should have done.
You're delusional.
What?
It's no secret. My co-defendant has exonerated me from actually taking anyone's life.
Did she really just say that she thinks she did longer than she should have?
Yeah, 12 years for killing
Bye,
a
bitch.
pregnant.
Yeah.
She has
Bye,
no
bitch.
remorse. No remorse.
And
None.
She was Texas exonerating her. Okay.
Was
Yeah,
her
'cause we're
co-defendant
complete
Tex?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm here because I lied. I'm here because I was an accessory to murder. As far as pain, there's no way. I guess, Chip, I have two feelings on it. One, for what I did in the case, I've done enough time. For my participation in helping 9 people lose their lives, there's no way. There's no amount of time, there's no amount of money that can bring back those people. There's no amount of time or money that can pay the families of the victims or the families of the people involved in the case for those deaths. And so you have to understand, I have a lot of, it's very painful for me to talk about it. I don't like to talk about it because nobody knows what I feel inside about it.
Do you remember it all happening, though? I mean...
Vividly.
Yeah.
And I will be glad when the day comes when I won't be able to remember. And I don't know if that day will ever come.
Maybe you think Don could help you start anew and put that behind you?
Yes, I do. I certainly do.
Okay, we brought along a videotape of a message from him to you so we could show that to you here at the prison.
Oh.
So stand by and we'll get that set up for you.
Okay.
I love you very much, Susan, and I have two things as a total commitment in life: to get you out on executive clemency at the White House level so we can circumvent the state of California on it, because I think you've been a scapegoat, and that's my honest opinion. And the other thing is, I love you with all of my heart and soul. And God willing, we're both going to make it. I want to see you free on the bricks.
Is that the man you remember, the man you want to marry next month?
Absolutely.
I swear to God, I love her. I'm in love with her. I always have been for 15 years, and she has been with me. And we want to get married, and I love her, and that's all I want to do. That's my primary commitment to life: getting married to her, having children with her, and getting her out executive clemency.
It's funny he says that because she was his 35th wife.
Yes.
And then he wanted to marry again, so he was just like, hey, I'm divorcing you.
And she was with someone else.
Yep. Oh, man. Did we lose Jay?
I don't know. Jay.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was muted.
Shocker.
Heather says, I bet he loves it when she calls him Big Papa.
Oh, Heather.
Hi,
Yeah,
boo-boo kitty.
He had like 35 wives.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Then he ditched her, and that's how she ended up with the other guy.
Look at Cheryl. He can't get a hat that fits. We're supposed to believe him. Oh, my gosh.
They're all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
They are.
All right. Do we have one more we have to go over? I thought we had another clip, but it's the same. It's the marriage clip. But yeah, I mean, these pictures right here, that alligator here, I'm going to pull them up of her. I'm going to show who's in the room with her as she's dying.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how different she looks.
Yeah.
So that's him with the ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
That's her, that's her law student. That wasn't the guy that said, I want to marry you.
Right.
Yeah. He says she saved him too. He was going to kill himself.
Mystic, no, she didn't have children.
No.
She had a child, but that was with Bruce White. Not with that dude.
I mean, I guess I feel like she got her just desserts because dying of brain cancer is
Rough.
Yeah. And then, dying of brain cancer and staring at cinder block walls is not very comforting either.
No. Yeah, she was at a medical center, I think, the last year of her life.
Mm-hmm. So Tracy says Alice V. Scott was not a prisoner. Oh, okay, you just pinned it.
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
She was an artist that created stationery back then. That stationery was created in 1976 called Pegasus and Moon.
Thank you, cousin Tracy.
You go, girl. That's why she my cousin.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our next person is going to be Diane, or no. Diane Lake.
Let me find her.
All right, I've got her picture here.
CJ, you actually put her stuff in.
This is Diane. No, Heather did. Heather Bratt.
Not in like the regular in her.
So this is Diane Lake here next to her her man. Oh, she's the one with the pigtails and this hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's Diane Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So is she the 14-year-old?
Yes. It's right. You did put her in here. It says Lake's family had moved from Minnesota to California just to participate in the counterculture lifestyle while living in a free love commune called Wavy Gravy Hogs Farm. Lake's parents allowed her to take drugs and have sex. She met Manson at the age of 14 with full approval of her parents.
Gross.
She immediately began a sexual relationship with Manson and joined the family. She did not participate in the Manson murders, but she was living with the cult when the murders took place, and her knowledge made her a major witness. She's actually the one that took down the Manson clan, I'm pretty positive. Oh my gosh.
So her parents went and joined their own group and left her with the Manson clan?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Manson had a son with Susan Atkins as well. She told everyone Bruce Davis was the father. But Manson was his father, and his name was, what is it? What is it?
Zizozos Zadfrak Glutz.
What?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Diane escaped from the desert. All right, let me open this up.
Yeah, she's one.
We're getting conflicting.
Because her and the other girl took off during the night, remember, in the desert?
No, I didn't know that. Okay, so oh, wow. Oh my God. Okay, look at this. Is her and her family. Oh my gosh. Frozen. This is in Rolling Stone mag. Oh my God, all these pop-ups. Every site has so many pop-ups now.
Oh, it's terrible. Even searching.
This is weird, you guys. This doesn't look like an old picture. Look. But apparently that's her family. Because that's her to the right.
Yeah.
All right, let me read through this. So it says, oh my God, I keep losing my windows. Okay, so her family dropped out of society and Lake asked for a note granting permission to live on her own from her parents. She asked for a note granting permission to live on her own. And it wasn't much of a stretch for her parents, but this was before she met Manson. She already wanted to separate from her parents. She says, I didn't wind up with Charles Manson the way most people commonly assume. Over the years, different accounts have written that my parents handed me over to him with a note that specifically I had permission to join his family. While my parents made many mistakes that contributed to my joining Charlie, deliberately handing me over to him was not one of them. Lake's parents did, however, meet Manson before she did. During one period when she was away from her family, her mother even dropped acid with Manson and gave the girls her daughter's photo, telling them to look out for her. Her mother wanted to know she was safe.
That's weird.
Now look at, but in back then though, when you were, in a commune and you were a hippie, like just like they did at Spahn Ranch, like all those hippies like would take turns like taking care of each other's kids. Like they would, consider them their own. But look at this dude. This is Wavy Gravy in a jester costume. I can't read the note, but let's see. I have no idea what the hell. Oh my God. And he's got a megaphone. Like,
yeah.
They were ahead of their time, man. They were ahead of their time. All right. So moving forward, aside from the note from her parents, the other thing people often know about Lake is that she had been living in Wavy Gravy's hog farm commune before joining Manson. That's true, but in reality, she lived there less than a month because Wavy Gravy, also known as Hugh Romney, and his wife asked that she leave because they knew she was underage and having sex. So Wavy Gravy had some morals. And he didn't want to deal with the potential legal consequences. As he said the words, "I wasn't surprised," said Lake. Everyone else was doing it, but they wanted me to follow a different set of rules. They'd built an entire movement around relinquishing responsibility about sex that they now expected a teenager to bear. The hypocrisy would have been laughable if it hadn't been so aggravating. Armed with her note, Lake moved in with a couple outside of Hog Farm who eventually introduced her to Manson. It's no secret that the family moved around California between the Spiral Staircase house, Dennis Wilson's house, Spahn Ranch, and then finally Barker Ranch. Charlie knew people everywhere who were willing to open their homes to us as if we were relatives, said Lake. And if there wasn't someone around that Charlie knew, he would use his charm to convince strangers to open their homes to us. So these people opened their homes to them and they never killed them.
Yep.
After moving around for a while, the family lived in a home called the Spiral Staircase house, which Lake and her family had helped clean up even before she met Manson. Then they lived in other houses in Topanga Canyon, on Fernwood Street and Summit Trail. Following their eviction from Summit Trail, they moved in with Charlie's old prison friend, Harold True, and then on to the Spahn Ranch. The constant moving was also a recruitment tactic, allowing Manson and the family to pull others into their orbit as they traveled between abandoned houses, hippie communes, and ranches in the desert. Lake's nickname was Snake, but it was not a sexual innuendo, she says. Now look at this picture of her. Another piece of family lore that has stuck with Lake is that she got her nickname Snake because of some motion she did during sex. But in the book that she wrote, she cleared it up that was not the case. She says, along with some of the other girls, she did a cleanse that involved lemon honey water, and that began to give her a natural high. Drink lemon honey water, guys.
Yeah, I guess.
It's going to get me high.
Yeah, gave her a natural high. One especially warm day, she rolled onto her stomach in the grass, imagining what it would be like if she were a snake. She told the other girls, Manson overheard, and her nickname was born. Though I got the name because of a lemon honey fast, it's quite amusing to me how many minute details have become the things of a legend. As the many stories and accounts of the family have evolved, there have been persistent rumors that I got my nickname because of my sexual performance. And she said that thought always made me laugh. I wish everything about my time with Charlie could be explained away so simply. Huh. She sounds like the one that's more together than any of them, really.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, she ended up running away because Tex was bragging to her that he killed Tate. So she like heard of that and she was like, nope, I'm out of here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Scared her.
Said here that it said once a safe haven for 14-year-old Diane Lake as the teen was searching for love and acceptance, but she began to turn against the family after what she describes as a horrific act at the hands of the powerful cult leader. She's the one that went against them, that brought them all down.
She wasn't going to, and then finally they broke her and she ended up telling them everything.
Yeah, she said Manson saw our weaknesses and brokenness.
Well, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he could pick that out, being that, he was broken himself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But there is a 2-hour interview with her with the LAPD.
Mm-hmm.
I will put the link to that in the description of the video as well. That's interesting. But yeah, so she got away and she was never charged with anything.
No.
So she's pretty much the one that came out unscathed.
Mm-hmm. She's married and has 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for her. I wonder whatever happened with her parents.
No clue.
Cheryl Till says she was no angel. She was up to her ears in his antics.
Well, like any of them weren't really angels.
No.
But she at least had the sense to be like, yeah, whoa. Something ain't right here.
Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, so next episode, we are going to get to the males. The males in the family. So Tex, Dennis Rice. You guys know who Dennis Rice is? I can't wait to tell you about Dennis Rice. We've got lots. But I cannot wait to go over Sharon Tate, Roman Polanski, that whole dealio.
Yeah. Get away from the evilness and
Yeah. But Roman Polanski, from what I have read so far, was a real bastard.
You bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot to talk about. I really, the fact that Sharon was 8.5 months pregnant and she was by herself, number one.
Yeah, he was in Europe, right?
He was filming, but like here she was ready. She could have popped at any moment,
Mm-hmm.
But he was cheating on her and all this stuff. So, oh my gosh, Grandis Manson. Is that the name? Grandis Manson. That's crazy. All right. So do we have anything else to cover that I may have missed? Or I know there's a lot. If there's anything that I missed, let me know. Because next episode, we're going to go over Tex. We're going to go over the Bruce Davis. And then the next episode after that, we'll go over Jay Sebring, Abigail Folger, Roman Polanski, Stephen Parent.
Oh, that one.
Terry Melcher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Frykowski.
Yeah, there's so many players that people don't even realize.
Yep.
I feel like we missed Linda. How did I miss Linda? Kasabian.
Yeah, you did. She's right here. You did miss Linda.
Yeah, I know. We didn't do Linda.
Nope.
So we have one more family
Linda,
member.
Linda.
Oh, Linda. Listen, Linda.
She was born in Maine.
Oh, was she? Tell me more.
And she also, when she surrendered to police here in New Hampshire.
Did she really?
Yep.
Yikes, Ashley. There's her picture. That must be her going to court or something here. Let's see what else we got.
Oh, yeah, you gotta look for one of her now carrying her mail. She's the one that lives in Tacoma and has 4 kids.
All right, well, tell me about her while I go through these photos.
Go ahead.
All right. So she was born in Biddeford, Maine on June 21st in 1949. And then they moved to Milford, New Hampshire. And they lived there for quite a while. Her mother was a stay-at-home mom, father, normal working class family. They moved to Miami after her parents divorced.
So her parents divorced too. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, and that wasn't really like a popular thing to do back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And a lot of drugs and alcohol in their families.
Go ahead, Heath.
Oh, no. So her mother wasn't very nice. Her mother said that she basically didn't have time to listen to her problems and didn't want anything to do with her. She was a teenager when her mom kind of like started breaking away from her.
Yeah.
Don't you think that was common back then, though? That, like, I think nowadays we have like closer relationships with our daughters than maybe they had back in the 50s. Or no?
Yeah, I mean, but what's crazy to me, by the age of 20, before she even met them, she was already on her second marriage and had already had 2 children.
So it sounds like she had some kind of daddy issues or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She had like petty theft. She acted as the lookout in order to avoid participating in the Tate murders on the next night, August 10th.
Oh, she was the lookout at the Tates? Did she go to the La Biancas as well?
She was the only one with a driver's license.
Did she drive the next night as well?
To the La Biancas?
Yeah. Because I know that Krenwinkel was at both.
She was there.
Okay, this is what it says. On the next night, August 10th, she thwarted Manson's attempt for the family to commit yet a third home invasion and possibly set up of murders by deliberately knocking on the wrong door of a house, screwing up the plan because she didn't want them to do another house. So she went and knocked on the wrong door and screwed up the plan deliberately. Really? Yep. Yeah, it says on the next night, August 10th, she yet a third home invasion and possible set of murders by deliberately knocking on the door of the wrong house and screwing up the plan. She testified for the prosecution in the Manson trial and faced serious intimidation by Manson and his fellow defendants. Mm-hmm.
Look at the female cop to the left.
Yeah.
Look what they wore back then.
It's crazy.
Isn't it? They wore skirts. Oh, man. This is crazy stuff. All right. So then I think we have covered all of the sisters.
Put her newer picture, Jay.
Oh, her newer one?
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, wait. I have a video to play.
Yep, we do.
God, it's so weird. See them walking into the courtroom. Sorry, which one?
Keep going down. There's the newer picture. There's one of her.
Oh yeah, I saw it down here.
And then that one. That's what she looked. That's now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think she's one of the luckier ones, though, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting stuff. Well, we've covered the sisters, the Manson sisters, the main players. And, just bear with us, you guys, as we get through. We're just going through. We're not telling the whole story right now. We're just covering all the players. There's a lot of players. So we want to get everybody down, find out who they are. We're learning as we go. None of us have ever deep dived this. So this is literally like a, live deep dive. I mean, we're all learning together. And I understand that some of you guys in chat do have more information and have dug into this case. And we would love to hear what you have to say. So I think that we are also going to add an episode where we do call-ins. Mm-hmm. So you guys can sound off. You can tell us what you found out. You can tell us what you know. Everything that you're screaming in chat and you want us to know. You can call in and we can all talk. So let's plan on doing that as well as we go through this series. That sound good, you guys? Yeah. I think it sounds amazing.
You missed Leslie too, Jay.
What's that?
Leslie.
I don't have anything on Leslie in episode 2. Oh. There's nothing on any Leslie in episode 2.
Oh, I didn't even see that channel.
Yeah. That's what I was going off of.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't see that channel either.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's so much.
Well, there's so many people, you guys. We had to break this down in total subcategories. So there's a lot to sift through. And I mean, you guys, hats off to you guys for putting all this together and being able to organize it in such a way that we didn't even talk today. And I think that, that's what people don't realize is that this is something that you guys totally organized overnight. And then we were able to sit down tonight and put it all together and talk it through. So I want to give you guys tons of props. You guys are amazing. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Thank you.
And
team is the best.
We need to cover her though on another night.
Yeah, we will. We'll pick that one up on the next one.
With the La Bianca.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into her and then we'll talk about Tex on the next one too. So we'll start with her. We'll finish that off and then we will start with Tex and go from there.
Okay.
All righty.
Did you see the poll?
No, I forgot to go back to it. Let me go back. Where is the poll? Let me see. I've got 20.
That's how I feel. 1,600 windows and tabs open.
Oh, look I miss Lori Staggs. Thank you for your super sticker. The only thing I don't like about this program is that I don't have my alerts and everything. So I'm not seeing.
Yeah, we don't see it up on panel either.
I know, and I can't tell who's a member and who isn't in this chat. And I don't like that. But thank you so much. Thank you, Ange. She says, y'all are doing great. Thank you, Nadie. Hey, Carrie, we've missed you. They're all going to laugh at you. All right, let's end the poll and then we will close this one out because I've got to upload episode 1 because I accidentally deleted it. Did Manson's punishment fit the crime? No, 54%. Yes, 45%.
That changed a lot from yesterday.
What was yesterday's? Because I deleted it. I won't have my chat anymore. It sucks.
Yesterday's I think was just
60 something.
40. I think it was if
so we'll call it 60-40 yesterday and today 54-45.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to kind of do a little experiment.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Very. Oh no, Carrie had surgery. Well, Carrie, I hope you're doing better. We hope you heal fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to go have nightmares now.
Not me.
I'm going to go have nightmares of Krenwinkel. I
love this stuff. Just deep diving into this is just my adrenaline. I'm up till 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's really fun to do. I do that by myself every night.
Mm-hmm.
And I that's how I find, like, well, not deep diving, but I'll do the same thing and I'll find like stories or something to show you guys. I get so excited to show you guys stuff. Such a nerd.
Sucked down rabbit holes, and then next thing I know, it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, same. I love you guys. I do appreciate all of your hard work. That was really good work. So you guys take care and look for the next event. I don't know when we're going to be doing part 3. I've got to get with you guys. We're kind of out of the loop, but awesome, September Lotus. She said, I loved your coverage. If you want my help, J is for Justice podcast, I emailed you.
Perfect.
Yes, we will get back with you. Thanks, you guys. And everybody, enjoy your evening. Good night, darling, Heather says.
Good night,
all right, you
everyone.
guys, we can still dance it out here, though, because I have my shiz, but I got to find it. Where is my ending stuff? Oh, there she is. All right, it's going to be the regular dance. I don't have any fancy Manson music tonight or anything. I'm so bummed. I liked my Manson music the other night. I'm going to have to find out a way to do that so I can end it with a different tune. Freak you guys out, really send you into nightmares. All right, you guys, good night. Good night, YouTube. Good night, Facebook. And let's see, real quick. Yep. I can see how many people are on Facebook and how many are on YouTube. That's pretty cool. All right, good night, Facebook, and good night, YouTube.
Hit that thumbs up on your way out.
Yes, hit that thumbs up.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You're mad at me for not giving you